Most people think that escaping the matrix or escaping the 9 to 5 grind is impossible. Well, let me tell you something that they're absolutely and utterly wrong about this. And when I say the matrix, I'm not referring to the actual Matrix movie. No, I'm actually referring to a 40-year loop and it's a scripted path of trading your prime years for a paycheck that barely outruns inflation. We're taught from birth to optimize our resumes, but we were never taught how to optimize our freedom. I'm 25 years old. I am a computer scientist, so I write code, I manage digital infrastructure, and here's the hard truth that I've realized so far based on what I've been through. A good job is just a high level cage. It's comfortable, sure, it has perks, it has a 401k, but at the end of the day, it's still a cage where someone else owns your clock and someone else dictates your value. So you're basically trading time for money, which isn't what an ambitious person would want to do, obviously. And I'm not really interested in playing that game for the next 4 decades. No, I'm not gonna wait until I'm 65 to start living. I want out before I'm 30. I want that exit. And to do that, I've had to stop thinking like an employee and start thinking like a systems architect. So I've built a dual engine system strategy to break the cycle, which is the slow lane for preservation and the fast lane for the actual escape. Today, I'm breaking down the exact blueprint I'm using to deprogram my life and build a machine that works for me so I don't have to work for it. This is the system that I'm using to escape the 9 to 5 matrix. So let's dive into engine number 1. First, let's talk about engine number 1, which is the slow lane. Now, a lot of people who might want to get rich really fast might say something like, hey, invest in that one meme coin or invest in that one individual stock. Well, let me tell you that this is absolutely and utterly wrong because that is not a system. That is a prayer. The slow lane isn't about getting rich. It's about wealth preservation and keeping up with inflation. It's about making sure that once I am rich from my business ventures, I stay that way for the rest of my life. The biggest mistake I see people my age make is treating the stock market like a casino. They want that moonshot, but the reality is the more complex you make your strategy, the more points of failure you create. Now, I'm a computer scientist and I like systems that are robust and have high uptime. Now, in finance, that means simplicity. So what does my slow lane actually look like? Well, it's built on a core of US and international ETFs. So I'm talking about things like VOO or VXUS, and there are many others out there, but these two are very popular. These are proven wealth builders that track the most successful companies on earth. And I don't really try to beat the market. I don't try to time the market either. I just want to own the market and then just wait it out and get a 10% return every single year. Now, this isn't really guaranteed, but it usually happens. Now, to manage my investments, I just use a simple spreadsheet. It's a simple structured system where I track every single cent, every single stock, and every single asset in one place. It gives me a bird's eye view of my net worth where I can see the math get laid out in front of me. And as I do this, I start to realize that wealth isn't really a mystery. It's just an equation of time and compound interest. And my philosophy here is strictly minimalist. If an investment isn't a proven, liquid, long-term wealth building tool, then it's just noise. I don't care about the hot tip from a Discord server or from that Reddit or whatever subreddit page. By keeping my portfolio clean and my expenses low, I'm building a floor. The goal of the slow lane isn't to buy me a Ferrari next week. No, that's not really realistic. It's to ensure that I never have to fall back into poverty. It's my safety net. It's the peace of mind that allows me to take massive risks in my business because I know my future is already mathematically secured. Most people lose because they get impatient and make it complicated. I win because I'm willing to be bored while my money grows, but the slow lane is just the foundation. That is how I see it. It's more of a risk management strategy. And if you truly want to speed things up, you need engine number 2. Now, the slow lane is a great safety net, but let's be real about this. That strategy takes 30 years to hit the finish line, and I'm not interested in being the richest guy in the nursing home. I want out in 5 years, not 50. Now, that is where engine number 2 comes in, which is the fast lane. Now, the fundamental differences between the matrix and the fast lane is control. In the 9 to 5, you are a component in someone else's machine, not your own. So they control your salary, they control your schedule. You gotta clock in, clock out every single day. And even your pay ceiling, like you're probably never gonna make like 500, 700, or even like $2 million every single year just off of a normal job. So you have to stop being a part in the system and start being the architect of one. You need a system of your own, a system that doesn't just pay you for your hours, but pays you for the value that you provide at a scale. Now, personally, my vehicle is software. Specifically, I'm focused on building a specialized e-commerce platform. I'm not talking about like selling random products. I'm talking about building a marketplace infrastructure for a high value niche. The goal isn't just starting a business, it's about building a specialized marketplace where the platform itself handles the heavy lifting by creating a digital environment where buyers and sellers can connect efficiently. Now, you aren't just looking for a job, you're creating a utility where you solve a specific friction point in a marketplace through code. You've moved, like literally, that's what's happening right now. You've moved from being a laborer to a systems designer. Now, here's the core logic. In the 9 to 5, your income is mathematically capped by your hours. Even if you're the most efficient person in the building, there are only 24 hours in a day. You are physically limited. In the fast lane, your income is capped. Like it's capped by only your by your scale. If I can build a system that facilitates one transaction, I can build a system that facilitates 10,000. Think about that. My code doesn't need to eat. It doesn't need to sleep. It doesn't need to care if I'm at my desk or halfway across the world. So I have that flexibility. I mean, everyone wants that. Everyone wants that kind of flexibility to like go anywhere you want around the world and just keep on getting paid. When your systems can process value while you're like fast asleep, you have officially decoupled your time from your money, and that is so valuable. It is so freeing to like make it to that level. That is the only way to truly break the simulation. You don't get free by working harder. You get free by building a machine that works harder than you ever could. Now, I'm not saying you should like go for automation. No, it could be like other things like real estate or like there are like hundreds and hundreds of ways to like actually make money passively. Now, this is really important as none of this is really going to work if you don't have the mental bandwidth to actually execute it. You can't win the game if your character is carrying too much low value loot. Most people are weighted down by 1,000 tiny decisions that don't actually move the needle. I've applied what I call a capsule mentality to my entire existence. It's about aggressive essentialism. If it doesn't contribute to the build or the floor, then honestly, I see it as a liability. To escape a system as complex as the Matrix, your own internal system has to be incredibly lean. And by that, I mean, you gotta go full minimalist. Every morning you spend wondering what to wear, what the latest hot crypto coin is doing, you're burning high octane fuel on low value tasks. I keep my wardrobe strictly black and white. I keep my investment portfolio strictly to the essentials, as I mentioned earlier. I don't look at the charts. I don't browse fast fashion. Every ounce of mental energy I save on those trivial choices goes directly into my project management, my system architecture, and my code. The point is simple. To escape the matrix, you have to stop consuming what they're selling. They want you distracted by choices that don't actually truly matter. I choose to focus on the one thing that does, which is the machine. Now look, the system I'm building isn't some hidden secret or a get-rich-quick scheme. It's actually pretty boring. It's a pretty boring and disciplined approach. It's the decision to invest in the slow lane to protect your future floor while simultaneously building the fast lane to buy back your present freedom. Most people who are watching this video right now agree with this logic and then go right back to the loop. They'll keep trading their best hours for a paycheck that barely covers their distractions. But if you're actually tired of this simulation, if you're tired of like being a part in someone else's machine, then it might be time to start architecting your own. Now in this channel, I'm gonna like document everything that I do, the code, the systems, and like the mindset. So if you're working on your like own escape pod right now, drop a comment below. I want to see who's actually building and who's just watching the gameplay. This is the system that I'm using to escape the 9 to 5 matrix, and I'll see you in the next video. Peace out.